The Big 12 championship game between Iowa State and Arizona State on Saturday felt more like a sideshow than a marquee event for college football fans. Tickets to AT&T Stadium were so inexpensive they rivaled the cost of a Starbucks drink, with some selling for as little as $8. While Arizona State routed Iowa State 45-19 to claim the Big 12 title and secure a spot in the expanded 12-team college football playoff, CFP. The lack of interest highlighted a larger issue. The Big 12 struggled to remain nationally relevant in a landscape dominated by powerhouse conferences like the SEC and Big 10. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark faces an uphill battle convincing fans, networks, and CFP decision-makers that his league deserves the same respect as its counterparts. Despite the promise of parity and depth, the Big 12 remains viewed as a secondary player. This perception leaves the conference scrambling for attention and playoff spots, a reality starkly demonstrated when Arizona State emerged as the league's sole representative in this year's playoff. One person who could have shifted this narrative wasn't in Arlington, Texas, on Saturday. Deion Sanders. The charismatic head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes may be polarizing, but his ability to capture national attention is unmatched. Sanders, alongside star quarterback Shedeur Sanders and two-way phenom Travis Hunter, turned Colorado into a must-watch program in 2024. Though Colorado's late-season struggles, including a lopsided loss to Kansas, kept them out of the Big 12 title game, the Buffaloes represented the league's best chance to make noise nationally and potentially secured 2 playoff bids. With Sanders at the helm, Colorado is one of the few Big 12 teams that can compete with the brands and legacies of programs like Alabama, Michigan, and Georgia. Yormark and other conference leaders continued to champion a resumes over logos approach, advocating for playoff selections based on merit rather than brand recognition. However, the reality of college football is that branding still reigns supreme. The SEC routinely dominates playoff selections because its teams carry a legacy of success and a reputation for elite competition. This year, even with 3 losses, Alabama is likely to make the CFP because of its unparalleled history and the weight of its brand. Meanwhile, Arizona State, a historically mediocre program, faces skepticism despite a stellar season under head coach Kenny Dillingham and standout running back Cam Scatabo. The Big 12 championship game highlighted the league's branding problem. A matchup between Iowa State and Arizona State lacked the star power or intrigue to attract viewers and fill seats. The official attendance of 55,889 felt inflated, with the crowd appearing sparse in AT&T Stadium. The Sun Devils' dominance only reinforced the perception that the Big 12 is a one-bid league, unable to compete with the depth and prestige of the SEC or Big 10. Had Colorado reached the title game instead, the story might have been different. A showdown between Sanders' Buffaloes and Arizona State could have captivated the national audience and strengthened the Big 12's case for a second playoff spot. For the Big 12 to thrive in the new CFP era, it must embrace figures like Sanders who can elevate the league's profile. Colorado's potential under his leadership could help reshape the narrative, but success must be sustained. The league also needs other programs to rise to prominence and consistently deliver competitive performances. Until then, the Big 12 faces an uncomfortable truth. Its teams must significantly outperform those